Now, make me feel it. Make me feel alive again.
Greetings everyone, this is Josh with another reaction channel, and today we are doing another episode of Death Note. We are on episode 4 of Death Note. Today we're going to be watching it in the subbed again. While I did enjoy the English voice acting, and it seemed that with how much I need to talk to make sure that these videos don't get copyrighted, and I can't leave too much uninterrupted dialogue going on, it seems that it's easier to follow along if the subtitles are on. Along with the Japanese voice acting. And I definitely liked the Japanese voice actors, especially Light. I did seem to feel like he was a little bit more intense, a little bit more crazy with the Japanese, but that could also have been the nature of the episode. He didn't have too much going on that was very crazy or fanatical. It was much more relaxed and him trying to hide what was going on. And then at the end, we got introduced to a concept from Rook that the death gods can see how long a person has left to live above their heads, and they can also see their names. And this is a power that can be passed on to a human like Light, but it takes a steep price. He has to give up half of his remaining life, which is a ridiculous price. So we were left on a cliffhanger of whether Light was going to take this deal or not. My guess is going to be yes. He feels like he has a duty and a destiny to shift this world and shape it in his image and how he sees fit to make himself a god. And I think he's going to do anything that he feels can speed up that process significantly. So, without further ado, we're going to be starting episode 4 of Death Note here in 3, 2, 1, and play. Oh. Going over all the deaths from the previous episode. That's right, yeah. L was starting to catch on to the fact that he thought that Light, or that the Kira was a student. And so Light switched up what he was doing to try to hide that fact a little bit. And here's what really freaked Light out. Someone was following him and he couldn't do anything about it with the Death Note. Because he has no idea who it is, or the name, or anything. Oh, I didn't even realize we could have seen potentially how long Light had left. Oh, I'll have to go back and look at that in editing. I didn't even think of that till they're actually showing Light's numbers. Oh. These guys have some really cool designs. Yeah, why does Rook have 2? Like 2 currently? Like he has one of his own? And one that he dropped? Ryuk's voice in English was one of the ones I definitely liked better. He seemed much more creepy and memorable of a voice in English. More exciting and interesting, but this is what I said at the end of my last one. He might not do it because he wants that victory. He's so confident that he can pull this off anyway. Interesting. So he might get driven to a point where he needs to do it. He's getting really cocky really quick. He does think that Rook can't hurt him for some reason. Wings. Oh my god. Well, that explains a lot of the angel wing imagery from the intro. That's not how I would put it at all. Does he not realize at all how crazy he sounds? He's got to be smart enough to know.
何が分かった？
He's so clinical with his experiments. It's really gross.
ああ、私だ。また、いえ、死因は心臓麻痺なんですが、一人は死の直前、刑務所の壁に自分の指を切った
Oh, wow.
奇妙な絵を描いています。もう一人は遺書とも何とも言えない文章を残しています。
Wow, so he can just make them do stuff as well. So it's not just even how they die, it's what they're doing while they die. That's pretty intense. He basically can make people puppets as long as it ends in their death. L, I'm waiting to see Light get one up on L at this point. Because L is doing a very good job of outthinking and outplaying Light and narrowing down things. Yep. Or through his father's access. Makes him a puppet master.
1時間後にフランスのエッフェル塔の前で死ぬ。
Impossible
日本の刑務所にい
things.
た人間が1時間後にフランスの物理とデスノートに書いたが、知らない人間の顔は描けない。
なるほど。
Okay.
そして最後の一人には、俺はエルが日本警察を疑っていることを知っている。
Why didn't this one work?
これはもしかしたらいけるかと。
Why wouldn't that one work?
つまり本人の知らない情報や考え。
それは分かったが、で、
Oh no, this gives you all kinds of things you can pull off. Yeah. Oh, you'd be surprised there. Oh, is he gonna get distracted by these? Oh, you cocky son of a bitch! Better than most. New character? Oh, it's the same guy. Oh my god, seriously? This is textbook 101. If you're gonna have like a long-term tail on someone, you have to switch it up. Or else the guy's gonna get suspicious and know he's being followed. This guy would obviously know he's being followed. Also, why is Light being followed? He's a high school student. No spoilers. No need for suspicion. You followed him for a whole day or two. Oh, I'm sure that'll be the end of it. But if Light kills the guy following him, it's gonna be suspicious. It's gonna be more suspicious than if they didn't find anything for a couple of days. Like if he just laid off. But then again, that would be obvious that while he's being followed, it's being laid off. But if he just did everything normal and didn't exhibit any bizarre behavior other than writing in his room, it seemed like he's just gonna kill this guy because he's pissed someone's following him. And unfortunately, it's probably gonna throw more suspicion on him. Unfortunately, because, you know, he's our protagonist. Obviously, we'd like him to get caught because this is insane. But it's also fun to see. Oh, he's gonna let the guy kill him. And then he can kill the criminal. If this bus goes under 50 miles per hour...
There is a bomb on this bus!
He's stupid. Why would you already have that pre-written? Oh, he ripped it out and then there's a time lapse. Okay, my bad.
犯人は一人と思わせておいて、いざという時のためにあらかじめ後方からの見張りを置いておく。
This dude is not in the right league.
仕方がない。まずい。さっきのメモを見られた。彼が隙を見て奴に飛びかかろうとしていたことが。
That's a different piece of paper.
やった。
Bingo, what? After he picks up this piece of paper, shoot the guy in the back and then die? Oh, he picked up a piece of the Death Note. Oh, what the? It'd be nightmare fuel if you weren't gonna die. So it works even if it's ripped out of the Death Note, obviously. No bullets.
デスノートに触った者には俺の姿が見え、そしてこのバスジャックを利用して尾行してたやつの名前も難なくゲットか。
Oh, I thought he was gonna have this guy kill him though. So he still has the name of the guy, and he's gonna kill the one following him. Oh. He ain't gonna be in episode 5.
恐れた喜一郎、事故死。公園
Death by accident, so that was planned by, like...
スペースランド行きのバスに銃を持って乗り込む。
He wrote the whole thing. Now, how can the accident part be planned ahead? Because that would mean it would make other people be involved. See, this is where it gets into that impossibility again. Like, the take the plane to Paris in an hour. What if nobody decided to drive on the road that day? How would he die from an accident at that exact time? See, that's... You're getting a little close there, show. That was a lot of fun, but you're getting a little close there with how precise all of that came out. Now, I guess it's one of those things that if it hadn't worked out, he would have just died of a heart attack. So I guess it's pretty safe. Either if there's the ability to have an accident, he dies of an accident in that instance. If not, he just dies of a heart attack in that instant because an accident's impossible. There's no cars on the street. But also, 11:45 specifically isn't a time; it's a minute. So there's 60 seconds. So it's got a little bit of leeway. It's also interesting that the Death Note knows what time zone you're operating in. But let's leave it alone for now because you start picking at too many threads and it starts falling apart. But okay, that was another really good episode showing us Light's intelligence and cleverness. Not just that he's twisted and, you know, dark and can use the Death Note in new... Well, it did show that he can use it in new and exciting ways, but not just using it in the regular way. He did some more experiments to figure out more of the Death Note's powers and limitations and utilize that to create a scenario where he can escape suspicion, find out what he wants to know, kill another criminal, which is always nice for him, and the tests he used to try to throw suspicion off of himself as off of Kira as a student. But he got cocky. But do you see it or whatever in the note is a hidden message. So it's like if you wanted them to not know it was you because you're doing it differently, don't put hidden notes in it. See, I mean, he obviously has hubris. That's a big theme of Light's character, but that's probably going to be related to his undoing. He keeps letting Elle get closer. He keeps toying with him, even though he's trying to keep him at a distance. Well, he's trying to toy with him and get him close enough to find out his name and get him before he gets gotten. So he does want to keep letting him get a little bit closer, but it seems pretty obvious that that's going to be involved in his downfall, his pride and his hubris. Obviously thinks of himself as a god. Thinks he can pull it off without needing the advantage of being able to see people's names and the time they have left by giving up half of his lifespan. But yeah, it's just I'm surprised he didn't take it. But now they've set that up as something that he can take in the future, probably either in dealing with L or in dealing with somebody else that's getting close to catching him or stopping him. He's going to make the deal with Rook at that time because he's going to have like no other option. I can feel that because, well, what's the saying go? You never put a gun in Act 1 if you're not willing to shoot it by Act 3. It's like they wouldn't introduce this concept, I don't think, just to show his cockiness, that he doesn't think he needs the advantage. I don't think that they would introduce it just for that sole purpose. I have a feeling it's been introduced to come in at some point. I'm going to have to go back in editing and check and see how long it said he has left. I couldn't tell easily by the way the numbers were structured while trying to follow along with the subtitles and the dialogue. So I'll have to go double check on that. But I didn't even think of that in the last episode, that it actually showed the specific numbers. For some reason, I thought it was just symbols or like Shinigami writing. But no, it just said Light Yagami, and then it had number. So I'll have to go double check on that, because that'll be an interesting thing to know. But other than that, yeah, this was another really good episode of Death Note. I'm liking the show much more than I thought I would originally, from the dark tone and from you following an antagonist or your protagonist is a bad guy. And it just seemed very dark and depressing, and I didn't know how they could make it interesting with him having such an OP power. But the introduction of an anonymous detective, you know, an anonymous pursuer, you know, someone who uses a pseudonym or an alias to follow him, you know, it eliminates that easy out. And so now it's this hyper-intelligent student with this extraordinary power that he can't use directly on his pursuer. And it's a hyper-intelligent, you know, masterclass detective narrowing it down. And it's good each episode that we're getting a little bit more narrowed down on L's focus on Light. He seems to be chipping away at who exactly this Kira is. So it's going to be great to see just how far this continues going in the next couple of episodes. I'm really starting to dig the show, really starting to enjoy it. So thank you for joining me on this journey and joining me for another episode of Death Note. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!